Hello and welcome to the Academy tutorial on linear equations. Okay, linear equations are always a straight line on a graph. They have a constant gradient, okay? So they don't change the gradient, they're just straight. So when you see the word linear, you can see inside that word, there's the word line, okay? So linear equations are a straight line. They all have a similar form, and that's y equals mx plus c. Y equals m times x plus c, where m is the gradient, and c is the y-intercept. Okay? They're all like this. But don't take my word for it, we'll do a few examples. Let's have a look at y equals 4x plus 8. So we know from the rule that the gradient of this graph will be 4, right? That's m. And the y-intercept of this graph will be 8. Okay. Let's work this out. If I want to find out what a y-intercept is, I need to make x equal to 0. So we let x equal 0. Okay? We go y equals 4 times 0 plus 8. So 4 times 0 is just 0. Plus 8 equals 8. Okay, so we can see that that number there, or c, is the y-intercept, that equals 8. Okay? Cool. We're going to graph this now, show you what it looks like. We draw our plane. Y, x. We know the equation is y equals 4x plus 8. Right. This was the y-intercept, remember? So we can mark that on the graph already. Y, 8. And we need one more point to do this, so we're going to work out what the x-intercept is now. So we work out the x-intercept, we make y equal to 0. So 0 equals 4x plus 8. We minus 8 from both sides. We get negative 8 equals 4x. Okay? We divide 4 by both sides, and we get x equals negative 8 over 4, which is the same as negative 2. Okay, so that's the x-intercept. We can mark that here, negative 2. Now remember, it's a straight line for a linear equation, so all we have to do is draw a straight line that goes through these 2 points. So it goes like that. Okay, so on those 2 points. We're going to work out the gradient of the graph now, so we can see that it's 4. Remember, gradient is rise over run, so we've got a rise of 8 and a run of 2. So we go gradient, or m, equals rise over run, which equals 8 divided by 2. So you can see that m is equal to 4. Right? And we can see that here, where y equals mx plus c, that c was the y-intercept and m was the gradient. Okay, so they might try and trick you with these ones. They might try and swap the numbers around, and so we've got y equals 4x plus c, plus 8 is exactly the same as y equals 8 plus 4x. There's no difference between the two, they're just trying to throw you off. But here, it looks like this, y equals c plus mx, but that's the same as saying y equals mx plus c. So it doesn't really matter. All you need to remember is that the gradient is the number that's in front of the x, okay? And the y-intercept is the number that's just by itself. Okay, so we'll have a look at a few other ones. And just to work out gradient and y-intercept for them, we've got y equals x over 2 plus 5. Okay, so this looks a little bit more tricky, but basically that's the same as saying y equals 1 over 2x plus 5. Okay, so we can see now that m is a half and c is 5. So we know that the gradient of the graph will be a half and the y-intercept will be a 5. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll go y equals 34x plus 145. Okay, what do you think the gradient is in this graph, and what do you think the y-intercept is? The gradient is 34, comes before the x. So m, or the gradient, is 34. C, or the y-intercept, is 145. Okay, that brings us to the end of our theory tutorial on linear equations. Catch you next time.